Hello everyone. Bill C-10, a win at the Supreme Court. Sex-selective abortion up for debate again this week, as is conscience protection for doctors. It is Wednesday, May 26th, and this is Quick Updates. We've had a ton of questions about Bill C-10 from our supporters, and to be honest, we didn't quite know what to do with it either. There seemed to be a lot of political back and forth, and it's hard to filter out the facts. And the broadcasting laws and regulations in Canada require expertise in an area that ARPA Canada doesn't have. However, freedom of expression is within the expertise of ARPA Canada, and where this bill threatens expression, we're very concerned. In April, the committee studying C-10 removed Section 4.1, and this clause was an important safeguard and would keep private social media posts from being regulated by the Canadian Radio, Television and Telecommunications Commission, or the CRTC. Things like these quick updates videos, or your church sermons, for instance, uploaded to YouTube or sermon audio. Removing this clause meant that the CRTC could actually regulate that kind of content online as an official broadcast. Now, C-10 is still being debated in committee, and we'll have to see what the end result is. But for now, we'd encourage you to reach out to your MP to remind them of the importance of freedom of expression and to do what they can to ensure that it is protected in whatever final form Bill C-10 takes. You can go to arpacanada.ca to read Andre's article about this, or go to easymail.arpacanada.ca to send an easy mail today. Last week, we were glad to see a significant victory in a case we were involved in at the Supreme Court. Here's Andre.
Well, thanks so much, Colin. I'm standing here in front of the Supreme Court of Canada, which just last week, Friday, released an excellent decision, a very encouraging one, where the unanimous court decided that, in fact, questions of doctrine and questions of church membership and discipline are matters for the jurisdiction of the church, and secular courts will not interfere in those decisions. It's a case that was very, very important because the Ontario Court of Appeal, in an earlier decision last January, had suggested that, in fact, secular courts can review those kinds of questions. In this case, a question about whether or not a heresy or an alleged heresy was dealt with appropriately by the overseeing body of the church. So we can rejoice and be very, very thankful that a unanimous court has yet again affirmed that when it comes to the keys of the kingdom of heaven, the preaching of the gospel, including doctrine, and church discipline, including church membership, that those are questions best left to the oversight of the church and the leadership of the church. So rejoice and be happy, because this is a really good decision. We can be thankful for it. Back to you, Colin.
Thanks so much, Andre. ARPA Canada was an intervener in this important case, and the Supreme Court even cited ARPA's arguments with approval in their decision. If you would like to read more about the case, the decision itself, or ARPA Canada's written arguments, you can find them at arpacanada.ca/AGA. Next, this week is another big week for Cathay Wagantall's Bill C-233. Here's Tabitha.
Thanks, Colin. We're looking forward to this Friday, the second hour of debate for Bill C-233, the Sex-Selective Abortion Act. In that second hour, we're expecting another speech from Cathay explaining what the bill is, the fact that it is something that the majority of Canadians can support, whether they're pro-life or pro-choice, and the fact that it's an important step forward for protecting women's rights here in this country, especially from the earliest stages of life. Now, we might not expect this bill to pass, but we are hoping that these messages stick with the politicians and the broader public in terms of accepting and understanding what a pro-life piece of legislation actually looks like. So we're hoping that you do your part this week to write to your MP, try to get a meeting with your MP, and we're also really hoping that you pray for this debate. Pray for all the MPs as they are debating the bill and also as they are preparing to vote next week. Also stay tuned, because next week we're going to start a phone campaign. We're hoping that we can also flood MPs' offices with phone calls supporting this bill. Back to you, Colin.
Thanks so much, Tabitha. Keep your eye on We Need a Law Communications in the coming days for some important action items leading up to the vote. Also this week, another federal private member's bill will see its first hour of debate. That's MP Kelly Block's bill to make an offense to compel a doctor or other healthcare professional to take part directly or indirectly in the provision of medical assistance in dying. It also makes it illegal to fire a doctor or other healthcare professional for refusing to take part. Please take a moment to send an easy mail to your MP about this important piece of legislation. As euthanasia continues to expand in our country, this kind of protection will be essential to ensure that we do not push excellent doctors and nurses out of their profession. The debate is going to happen on Thursday, May 27th, so go to easymail.arpacanada.ca to send your easy mail today. That's it for Quick Updates this week. Thanks to you for watching. Please do like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.